Archaeologists uncover Africa's oldest intentional human burial. This is the oldest deliberate burial of a modern human ever discovered in Africa, dating back 78,300 years.
Wow.
And it was actually a child wrapped tightly in some kind of material, placed into a circular grave. There's a kind of like an image of what it may have looked like. And this is important. They study this stuff because the idea of a burial is an indication of a level of intelligence, right? There's no other species that does such a thing. Mm. We would have to have prescribed some level of significance, manipulation of the environment for us to say, okay, I wasn't there, as a species, to determine that we would put some sort of significance around death, let's say, and therefore, as a consequence, go create a burial or a ritual of any kind, for that matter.
Tradition.
And so when they're trying to map human intelligence, development, things like this, these would be critical findings, because they say, okay, here we got 78,300 years.
Right.
So here's where we may have been at from a intelligence perspective. Here's where we may have been at 78,000 years ago, though we had already developed such a thing. Believe it or not, though, it's not the oldest finding period. It's just the oldest one they got in Africa. There's a previous one they found, a Neanderthal site in Israel, 122,000-year-old burial site. And then another one that was 90,000 years old. So, I mean...
So what makes it intentional?
Well, what they mean by that is it's not like a body that died and had been covered by natural events. Like when they find a fossil of a dinosaur or something, it would be like, oh, the cliff fell over, the mudslide trapped them, or the big storm, or whatever.
Right, gotcha.
This is that they had reason to believe that this individual had been placed there. I mean, here's Willie, you just found the section. The presence of symbolic aspects elevates treatment of the dead from mortuary behavior to funerary behavior. The burial reported reveals care and effort taken to achieve a desired body position by supporting the child's head and wrapping the upper body. So, like, you didn't die like that.
Right.
Like, somebody interacted with the body to present it in such a fashion. There you have your connection to intent and consideration.
Yeah.
That you're looking for.